City Council had their regular meeting today in the border city. Our Brittany Matika has more on what was discussed.
City Council met today and there were a variety of different items on the agenda, including the SPCA being denied their request not to pay their property taxes. 49th Avenue is going to be getting a temporary name change, and one business in our city has had their license suspended for 30 days.
The city has decided to suspend Vivint Canada's business license for the next 30 days.
On this weekend, our communications department noticed quite a bit of social media chatter on a local business and their business practices. After looking at that social media chatter, we decided that we needed a more in-depth look. The suspension of the business license allows us that opportunity to do that.
We'll have more details on these stories coming up later this week. Brittany Matika, Newcap News.
On day 44 of their 70-day trek, a group of Texas University students made a stop in Lloydminster as they biked from Austin, Texas to Alaska in an effort to raise money for cancer research and support services. So far, their journey has been a tough one, yet rewarding one. 21 university students pedaled their way into the border city on Sunday. They all may come from different walks of life, but they all stand for the same thing: hope.
So I ride for my mother and my sister. When I was growing up, my father wasn't in the household, and my mom and my sister just raised me to be someone of integrity, someone to kind of get behind causes that matter.
I was the first one in my family to go to college directly after high school. My mom was from Puerto Rico. My dad came from a low-income community in Texas. And I had a cousin who was older than me who died from brain cancer at age 5. I was compelled to join the organization, growing up, learning about him, and realizing that I would not have been the oldest to do all of these things had it not been for cancer.
Now past the halfway point of the trek, which has proved to be quite the challenge, the thought of those going through something even more difficult keeps them going when they feel like giving up.
Every day you wake up and you do the same thing at 5:30 in the morning. A lot of the times you're out there all day biking hundreds of miles. But somebody with cancer doesn't get to hop off their bike at the end of the day, right? They have to keep fighting. And so that's what we strive to do by biking every day, but it's not an easy thing.
And although the Canadian summer may be a bit chilly for some of the Texas natives, the reception they received here in Lloydminster warms them up.
It's been wonderful. Everyone's been really kind to us.
Lloydminster is just so amazing. The people here are so friendly and so warm and welcoming. This has been one of the best we've had so far.
It's an excellent opportunity for us to host them. The Rotary clubs have stepped up, and that's really terrific to give them an opportunity to have a place to stay, get a hot shower, a great meal, and they'll take off tomorrow morning and start the journey again.
The Texas 4000 is much more than just a bike ride. It cultivates the participants into young leaders. In the 18 months leading up to the strenuous expedition, they must volunteer in their communities and raise a minimum of $4,500.
But I think the reason that Texas 4000 really resonates with me, and the reason I get on the bike every day, is because it's an organization that touches so many people and gives them a lot of hope. And I'd like to be part of something that provides hope to people.
Another week of Colonial Days festivities has come and gone, and this year the crowd keeps getting bigger. In attendance increased by 10%, and despite some severe winds, nearly every event completed on time. The Exhibition Association is ecstatic about the turnout, especially given the economic climate of recent years.
I am a little bit surprised because it's still a little tough out there. And you know, I like to believe we had some great entertainment. We had some great new stuff for people to view and see.
Most of the feedback received from attendees is that the Demolition Derby and the Monster Truck Show.
People just love that. See those vehicles get jumped and smashed, those trucks, and they're loud and they're exciting.
Sidoric says they'll review this year's Colonial Days and things to focus on for next year in coming weeks. It's been an important part of the community for decades, but the Lloydminster SPCA has had its struggles. Brian Lentz shows us in this week's edition of Retrospect how the animal shelter has had to change with the times.
What's his name? Some major changes are in store for Lloydminster's SPCA. The facility is currently in the process of restructuring.
It's transition time right now. New employees, or these employees, but new positions, new responsibilities, and that's, I think, where we have to start. It's a little loose.
The facility was built back in the 70s and is showing drastic signs of wear and tear.
The doors are rusted on the bottom 6 inches. Cages, the wires are pulling up. The cages are rusting. Okay, the floor has heaved so the water doesn't flow down the drain. It's problems like that. The heat system doesn't work properly. It's an old system, of course, put in on a shoestring budget.
The SPCA has been given government grants to help set up an efficient computer system.
You'll phone in with a lost dog, and they'll be able to just type in what kind of dog it is, and we'll be able to register how many of them have been lost like that in the last year. Okay, so that'll take all our lost and founds, all our people that want dogs, all the people that want to get rid of dogs will all be on a computerized database.
The organization is also restructuring a few of their positions to make operations more cost-effective and efficient.
What we've had to do is take a look at the whole system, take a look at job descriptions, and we've had to restructure the whole thing. Right now, our manager doesn't have any authority. If something goes wrong, she can't even buy a part. Okay, so what we've done is we've made new job descriptions.
Officials say these measures will act as a band-aid solution for now.
Nowadays, the Lloydminster SPCA continues to operate in the same building, but modern practices have increased its longevity.
Being able to implement those new strategies has certainly helped us a lot to continue to operate effectively and efficiently. In fact, we're actually seeing our cost to operate is actually going down.
Punchon adds the industry itself has seen some changes.
We knew so little back then when it came to vaccinations, disease management protocols, even the quality of chemicals that we're using in shelters. So that has advanced so much over the 20 years.
And the SPCA has also had to adapt to changing animal populations.
The main focus of shelters was really dealing with dogs, and cats sort of were an additional issue that we were dealing with, but it wasn't sort of in the main forefront. And now that's very much the opposite, where we find that the number of dogs actually in care has dropped.
He adds the work they do couldn't have been possible without the support of the community. That's all for Retrospect. I'm Brian Lentz.
This is Newcap Sports.
Well, with AAA championship aspirations dashed, the Northwest Prairie Pirates took to Wallace Field for the final time on Saturday. And as Lance Phillips shows us, the season isn't over until it's over, and pride, amongst other things, is still on the line.
For Pirates fans who took in the team's last home games of the 2017 season, they were treated to some outstanding baseball. Although both games' 2-1 scores didn't reflect it, 2 other phases of the game did. And those 2 phases helped the Pirates to a series split against the Regina Athletics Saturday.
We played solid defense, we pitched well on the mound, and that's all we can ask for. A windy day like today, runs are at a premium, and just couldn't get too many runs across home.
Defense was key, not too many errors. If there were errors, they were physical, which happens in baseball in every game. And the wind had a big factor of keeping the balls not driven deep and not too many extra base hits today.
Pitching for the Pirates has been an area of inconsistency, but Saturday's performances were anything but, especially Tanner Huber's complete game 1-run gem in the Pirates' Game 1 win.
Lots of strikes, not many walks, and we're just keeping hitters off balance today, I felt like. Didn't really know what to look for.
It's big going into provincials and for a doubleheader next weekend because we didn't have to use too many pitchers today. So we got 2 quality starts from Huber and from Olsen.
Finishing 9th means the Pirates move to Saskatchewan's AA provincial finals and an opportunity to still meet a season-long goal, a championship. Lance Phillips, Newcap Sports, Lloydminster.
Welcome back, everyone. We've been keeping tabs on the Air Quality Health Index, and once again, if you want to do that for yourself, yes, there's an app for that, AQHI Canada. You can download that on your smartphone and keep tabs for yourself, see how you're doing, especially if you're an allergy sufferer and so on, and you need to know what the conditions are right away. This is what we're dealing with. That high pressure continues to push the smoke from the inner BC there and along southern Alberta into southern Saskatchewan, just along the international border. We may be affected by by some of these showers that are to the north at about a 30-40% chance, especially some this evening and overnight. We may have a wet start to the day tomorrow, but it won't rain all day. As you can see, as we get into the evening times there, it begins to clear off a whole bunch. So, rain tomorrow, yes, but not rain all day. 20 at the moment in the Battleford. Some of the cloud cover is pushing in their direction. Winds are strong out of the west. Could see 8 on the overnights. We'll give it a 40% chance for late evening showers and some more overnight. 30% chance come tomorrow. Looking for 22 as the daytime high. Cold Lake, we've been getting some light showers in the last hour. Sitting at 14. These showers are tracking from basically Monday up through Elk Point areas, Bonnyville, and over to Cold Lake and then into Saskatchewan. Looking for 9 overnight and just 17 tomorrow with a 60% chance. We're at 16, could see 7. We'll give it a 30, maybe 40% chance going on into tomorrow. There is that risk of a thunderstorm if one of the heavier cells comes through. It's spotty showers, yes, but all it'll take is one of those heavier cells and we could get a rumbling in the sky. So 7 overnight, 18 is what we'll settle for come tomorrow. The next 7 days, so 18 Tuesday, 24 Wednesday, 26 Thursday, 22 Friday with another chance of seeing some showers there. 23 Saturday, 27 is possible Sunday, 28 next Monday. So overall, there's still a lot of heat energy around, and yeah, continue to take those necessary precautions. Cooler today, cooler tomorrow, but still a lot of heat energy available.